A Northern Colorado win over the Augustana Vikings in the regular season finale would mean a second consecutive trip to the Division II playoffs. Head coach Joe Glenn knew his team was on the verge of completing one of the most incredible seasons in school history, but finishing the job would be anything but easy.
We've had so many bad things happen, so many starters we've lost, our leading receiver, our leading this, leading that, and 4 of our offensive linemen are gone. You just feel so good for the players that have stepped up and maybe aren't as great as Tashi Williams and don't have that pro future that Tashi has, or don't have the size and the ability of a Drew Maston, or not as much girth as Colin Runge, or not as much speed or the hand agility of an Andy Haase. But you take the guys that are in there right now, the Derek Frazier's, the Lusk and Richards replacing at tight end, John May, a freshman, converted defensive end at guard, Chad Ansel at left tackle. How can you not just feel great for these guys that they've molded a 7-3 season to date, Mike? In Division I, these guys would be going to a big-time bowl game with 7 wins. And done it with a patchwork offensive line, and 4 fullbacks later, we got Mark Ciccarelli in there playing. Billy Holmes been injured this year. Wes Daniels been injured a lot this year. I don't know what to tell you. We've lost Kinzinger at wideout, and he's kind of your do-everything guy in special teams. So how can you not feel good about these kids and just feel terrific? And yet at the same time, you got to wonder what if or what could have been. But we're not done yet, and we've got a tough game in Augustana and Sioux Falls, and if those guys can go and finish this thing at 8-3, I border it right next to a miracle.
Somehow, UNC had to beat Augustana.
It's up to our people to find a way, find a way, find a way, find a way, find a way.
Football is not a game for the faint of heart. It is a rough game meant to be played regardless of the conditions. But there is football weather, and then there is what the University of Northern Colorado Bears experienced at Howard Wood Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota in Week 11 of the 1996 season. As if the steady sleet, driving wind, and frigid temperatures were not bad enough, a sheet of ice blanketed the field. The tundra was literally frozen over. Howard Wood Field more resembled Howard Wood's skating rink. In weather and field conditions that were well beyond miserable, Northern Colorado went after a berth in the playoffs against the Augustana Vikings.
All season long, the Northern Colorado football team has found a way. The Bears have found a way to overcome injuries, found a way to persevere, found a way to win 7 games and lose only 3, and found a way to put themselves in a position that has them 1 victory away from their 2nd consecutive berth in the Division II playoffs. The heart, character, and determination the Bears have exhibited this season has brought them to the brink of what they so desperately want. Today, Northern Colorado must somehow find a way to overcome miserable weather conditions and beat the Augustana Vikings and make an improbable postseason dream a wonderful reality. Welcome to Howard Wood Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where today the 15th-ranked Northern Colorado Bears go up against the Augustana Vikings in the 1996 regular season finale. Mike Rice with you on an icy, windy, and cold day in Sioux Falls. The field is coated over with ice at this point, yet they are going to try and play this one.
Play they did, and the outcome was never in doubt.
I set, Casco right, Bivens left. Here's Holmes off left guard, pushing his way through across the 50, hand down, loose down the left sideline to the 40, to the 30, Holmes to the 20, and he's ridden out of bounds by Kevin Casefahorn at the 14-yard line. Billy Holmes just kept pushing through and found the sideline open, and Northern Colorado is in position to get on the scoreboard first. They're down at 6 from the 11-yard line. Double tight ends, Holmes alone behind Beck, Zuniga left, Grable right, Tom to throw for the first time today, looking left, zips it into the end zone, caught by Zuniga, touchdown Bears! 6-0 UNC with 11:14 to go on the ice at Howard Wood Field. 1st and 10, Augie at its own 14, moving left to right. This time it's Schumacher and Chad Schuff actually in the backfield in the offset eye. Fumble on the snap, it's loose, and there's a pileup. Bears say they have it, they unstack, and they do. Jim Porter, the senior, recovers, and the Bears are in business at the Augie 15. Here's Holmes off left tackle, has a block outside to the 40, cuts back at the 45, down the sideline to the 50, and he's just chopped out by Poppinga in Augie territory at about the 45-yard line. Zuniga right, Grable left, Ciccarelli leads Holmes in the eye. Beck under his center, Derek Frazier. Tapping at Frazier. Now he'll take the snap. Holmes up the middle to the 40, and he rumbles ahead past the 40, loose right side to the 30, in the clear to the 20, outraces the defense to the 10, and he's in for the touchdown. 45 yards for Billy Holmes, and the Bears lead it 12-0. Bears might be playing for the block here. Everybody at the line of scrimmage. Good snap, a bit of a rush, and Horn gets it away. A floater, Tan takes it right at the 50, middle of the field, jukes to the 45, weaves in and out to the 40, ahead to the 45, right sideline to the 30, Jesse to the 20, the 10, Northern Colorado touchdown! 20-0 Bears on Tan's 50-yard punt return. Can you believe that? The Bears are making it look easy in weather conditions that are the harshest, to be sure. The Vikings will boot it away. Steve Horn again for the 4th time today. Bears ranked 15th in the country, but 4th in the Midwest region. That's why they would go to the playoffs if they win today. Tan and Roberson back deep at their 25. Horn stands at his 25. Bears line the front. High snap, Horn almost drops it, but it's blocked by Washington. Loose at the 30, and the Bears are on it as the special teams does it again. Delano comes out of the pack with it, scrambles to the 20-yard line. Beck waiting the snap, gets it to Ciccarelli off right tackle, bounces to the outside. He's to the 5, needs a block, he cuts back, and he spins into the end zone. Northern Colorado touchdown. Here's Graham airing it out down the left sideline. This one's intercepted by Roberson at the 11, hit from behind by Gamarco at the 20-yard line. Bear defense has done it all. Peterson left along with Gamarco. McPhee to the right. Taylor is alone behind Graham, shaking that left hand, trying to return circulation to it. He is a left-hander. 3rd down, 6 from the Bear 41. Graham to throw, lofts it over the middle. One-hand slap away by Scott. Reaching in front of Pruitt, and the Bear defense does it again. My goodness, what a play by Scott. Fake counter, Beck to roll to the right. Gets a block from Bendokis. Gets the corner to the 15. Gets another block to the 10. Into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, UNC. 34-7 with 13:27 to go on the 18-yard scramble by Beck. He'll have Ciccarelli and Muhammad behind him. Fumbled the snap, gets it back, gives it to Ciccarelli. Loose up the middle, he's to the 10, he's to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Northern Colorado touchdown on the run by Ciccarelli. Make it a blowout in Sioux Falls.
All the numbers pointed to a UNC route, including the most important ones. Bears 41, Vikings 7 in the worst possible conditions. The defense provided the capper with just under 2 minutes remaining.
Schuff is alone behind Pat Graham, who has been unable to muster anything against this stingy UNC defense. Fumbled snap, ball loose, and there's a pileup at the 37, and Northern Colorado has recovered. The defense puts an exclamation point on it, and appropriately so. It's senior Pat Kimball who emerges from the muck and mud and ice with the pigskin. 41-7 Bears as Kimball does the jig on the sidelines, and the Bears are going to go to the playoffs in style.
The fumble recovery, was it fitting that you came up with it?
I guess it was real close between me and John Curto. He was down there. He actually asked me to let him come up with the ball so that he could get that. I didn't let him do that. I wanted that fumble recovery, but it was a happy thing for me to end the game with that, I guess.
Yeah, you came up, and I think that image will forever be in my mind. Number 97 holding the ball with both hands above his head and just dripping wet, muddy, and icy. Is that as satisfying a moment for you?
It really is. It's a capper off to the regular season, and hopefully some momentum builder for the playoffs. But it's just been really exciting, and especially for the game today with all the weather and everything like that.
Ball at the Augustana 37, and the Bears will put the knee down the rest of the way. Ryan Abrahamson flips up Frazier's towel. Under center, the senior touches the knee down at the 39, and with 1:48 to go, the Bears start the countdown to the playoffs. 41-7, UNC leads it over Augustana in a season that has been remarkable. The Bears huddling, and they will kneel it down once again with 1:23 to go. Ball at the Augustana 39. Dean Grable back near midfield just as a precaution. Abrahamson under center takes the snap and puts the right knee to the ice and mud at the 40. On a rainy, windy, icy day in Sioux Falls, Northern Colorado has come east in search of a berth in the playoffs, needing a victory to secure it. And somehow the Bears have persevered, and they have found a way. 49 seconds to go. Bears 41, Vikings 7. Third down for UNC at the Augie 40. Abrahamson again to put the knee down. Clock rolling, 31 seconds to go. The knee is touched. It is fourth down, and the Bears will not have to run another play. In a season marred by injury, in a season marred by some heartbreaking losses, frustrating times, and adversity all throughout, Northern Colorado has persevered, pushed through, and survived to the Division II playoffs. 7 seconds to go in Sioux Falls. The players out onto the field, and this one is officially in the books. Northern Colorado is heading to the postseason for the second straight year, thanks to a 41-7 blowout of Augustana. An incredible performance in this one, the regular season finale. And fittingly so, the Bears overcame again not only a scrappy Augustana team, but also a miserable day weather-wise, sloshing it out on the ice at Howard Wood Field, and the Bears will head to the locker room, victors by a count of 41-7.
Again, defensive lineman Pat Kimball.
How gratifying was this win against Augustana, knowing that, again, the team overcame the weather, overcame an opponent that had weapons, overcame injuries again? Is it as sweet a win that this team has had all year long?
I think so, just because it was kind of like a playoff game, and if we didn't win, we knew we weren't going anywhere, and we came out full force.
The Bears simply dominated. 329 yards rushing, with Billy Holmes racking up 211 of them. Holmes became the first UNC running back to rush for 200 yards or more in 2 consecutive games. But there was more.
1st and 10, Bears at the Augie 38. Holmes behind Ciccarelli in the eye. A receiver to either side for quarterback Tom Beck. Here's Holmes up the middle. Wide open, running, bangs off a Viking across the 35. He's across the 30. Finally pulled down near the 20-yard line. And that will be the record breaker for Billy Holmes. A new single-season rushing record without a doubt, as he had wide open running up the middle. Down to the 21-yard line. And Billy Holmes starts to get hugs from his teammates as he exits in the ice and sleet at Howard Wood Field in Sioux Falls. A new record for junior Billy Holmes. All-time rushing yards in a single season.
Holmes' 1,074 rushing yards in the 1996 regular season eclipsed Gaynor Blackman's record, set only a year earlier, by 21 yards. Holmes also became only the third UNC running back in school history to ever rush for 1,000 yards or more in a single season. While Holmes and the offense ran roughshod over Augustana, the UNC defense held Augie to 40 yards on the ground and 125 through the air. The Northern Colorado Bears finished the 1996 regular season with a record of 8 wins and 3 losses, and the Bears were back in the playoffs.
For the Midwest region, Pittsburgh State of Kansas, the 1991 national champion, with an 8-2 record, will host Northern Colorado with 8 victories and 3 losses. Pittsburgh State has earned its 8th tournament appearance, finishing second in 1992 and 1995, as well as first in 1991. Northern Colorado appears for the 2nd year in a row and 5th year overall.
While the Bears had made it to the playoffs again, the road traveled was a little different than originally expected, according to quarterback Tom Beck.
Did you ever imagine that getting into the playoffs would be, 1, as tough, and 2, that you would have to do it the way you did?
No, I never did. Looking at, the guys that we saw around us, and at the start of the year, I thought, we were going to have a great team, and better than we were last year. And, we put up good numbers, 9-2, second best record ever at UNC, and, in the playoffs, I was like, wow, we're really going to improve on that. It's going to be a fun year. I really look for all the, acclimates of, undefeated, conference champ, so forth, so on. But I didn't think it would come down to this, and 3 weeks ago after we lost to St. Cloud, it was one of those things where I was like, we're done, we got 3 weeks left, and all of a sudden the Lord just looked over us and kept giving us chances, and we had no control of our destiny, and coming in today we finally were able to get in a position where we had control, and it's amazing. I mean, you sit back and just really think about the season, about how, just things have worked out, and I think this is going to be one of the most memorable seasons because of that, and the way that first we thought we were going to be great, and then you thought, well, let's see if we can just finish out the season with a healthy team, and now it's like, wow, we're back in the playoffs, and the emotions have gone from, they've gone from one extreme to the other.
The Bears Find a Way will be back after this timeout on 1310 KFKA. The Northern Colorado Bears had done it. They had persevered, they had overcome, and they had found a way to make the Division II playoffs. It was an amazing accomplishment for a team which had been decimated by injuries. After the win over Augustana, UNC head coach Joe Glenn could only marvel at his team's ability to battle through adversity.
Did you honestly believe once the injuries started mounting and the adversity started to come with startling regularity that the Bears would make it to the playoffs?
Oh, no way. you know, I know how strong this league is and how physical it is. And when we hit the Omaha game and lost 2 more offensive linemen, and then a week later lost Tashi and Andy Hazy, it just, I looked in the mirror and I said, what did I do to deserve this? Or what did our team do and our fans do? And I just thought, oh my. And however, adversity, I think, brings out the best in people. And so many guys came through for us. John May, Brian Lusk, Ryan Richards, Cliff Casco, most of them, again, on the offense, but even defensively, guys like Matt Markley have come through. I had no idea he could play with his size at this level like he's been playing. Pat Kimball goes down into tackle and plays gangbusters. We move Zimmerman to defensive end in an effort to try and shore up some things and don't miss a beat defensively. There are just so many neat things that have happened. Chad Ansel, again, trying so hard and so valiantly to fill in that left tackle spot, which is really a tough place when you're on air and you're guarding the quarterback's backside. Mark Ciccarelli, what an athlete he's proved to be. And then Billy Holmes, you know, to play so many games on a bad ankle, and Wes Daniels, his backup, with a bad back, with a broken sternum early, with just craziness. It's so these kids just keep fighting and scrambling, and again, I'll say it one more time, but it's like the Western painting by C.M. Russell. They're wounded but still coming, and God bless them. I love every one of them.
Have you or anyone on your staff, and there's a lot of experience on that coaching staff, ever been involved with a team that has been hit so hard by injuries and adversity?
Not even close. No, second isn't even close. No, this is a weird year, and I can't answer why. We've had a great off-season program. We lifted hard. We've run hard. We've trained hard. We've conditioned. It just, it's the roll of the dice. And it all started right away with Jamie Heiner in the first game and Brian Applewhite. And then his backup, Kenyatta Algie, got bumped in the shoulder and blew a knee. And then even Ciccarelli, who was looking like he was going to be the next guy, hurt a knee. And then James Stovall, another fullback, had some neck and shoulder trouble. So I just can't figure it out. But what I do know is this, that these guys have endured and just have played so hard and tried so hard and given it so much and tuned in so great that we're now in the NCAA Division II National Championship playoffs. And there's maybe somewhere near 150 teams in Division II with 100 kids on each team. That's 15,000 boys that would like to be in the exact same spot as the young men at UNC are at, and get on a 4-game roll, get hot, and let's see what happens. And plus, we've been on the road for the last 5 weeks, which now you go again 5 of the last 6 weeks. Heck, so we're used to playing on the road. Ain't no biggie to get out and travel. And so just tremendously proud of the coaches and the players, and proud of this program.
In 4 previous tries, the Northern Colorado Bears had been unable to win a playoff game. Before their 5th postseason appearance, UNC quarterback Tom Beck had a feeling that 1996 just might be the year the Bears break through.
Based on everything that the team has overcome and accomplished, would it be fitting that this would be the team that gets UNC's first ever postseason win?
Yeah, I really think it is. I think that's going to happen, and I think I think we're going to get our first one. I think we're going to get a couple more after that. It's just the way this team is. It's really weird. I mean, we thought we were going to be great at the start of the year, and we've shuffled and moved so many players around and had different looks than what we thought we were going to have. But the team's never quit, and it just keeps fighting and keeps winning. And we're one game off the pace that we set last year, but I think we're going to get our first postseason win. I think then from there, I think once we get that first one, I think guys are going to relax more, and who knows what happens after that. I think it could be a real interesting next 4 weeks of the season.
If 1996 were to be the year for UNC's first ever playoff win, it would have to come in a place called the Jungle. Brandenburg Field, Carney Smith Stadium in Pittsburgh, Kansas, the home of the Pittsburgh State Gorillas, who finished the year with 8 wins and 2 losses and ranked 7th in the nation. In 1995, the Bears' season came to an end in the Jungle as Pittsburgh State claimed a 36-17 win in the opening round of the playoffs. But 1996 was a new year.
Hey, Beck's been in this game. If it all starts with the pitcher on the mound, Tom Beck's been in this game, and Zach Seacrest hasn't done it yet. Believe me, the screws tighten down a little bit when you get into postseason play, and let's wind it up and see where we're at. We've got a lot of things going for us in that. I think we've got some momentum. We've established an identity on offense. Our kids feel real good about Billy Holmes going 200 yards a game the last couple games. So this is going to be exciting. And certainly there are easier teams we could have picked besides Pittsburgh State, but you don't control that, and that's the team we've got. So let's go get in the ring and spit in your palms. And as I've said before, let's go out in the field and see where that bone's buried.
Or the banana in this case.
Yeah, there you go, on the Jungle.
The quarterback Tom Beck and his teammates were ready to return to Pittsburgh and begin a run at the national championship.
Last year was the first time that anyone in our program out of the 5 classes were in the playoffs, and it was more kind of, I think, we were happy to be there, and it was kind of a gift, not a gift, but it was really a reward for being there. And I think this year it's more of it's another game. I mean, we're here to win, and we plan on winning this year, and it's a game where we feel that we're capable of winning it, and we're not looking at just as a luxury of going there and getting another game and getting the atmosphere. We're going to take care of business.
The football tradition at Pittsburgh State University is unparalleled. Heading into the game against Northern Colorado, Pittsburgh State had posted 514 wins in 89 years of intercollegiate football, the highest win total in NCAA Division II. Since 1986, Pittsburgh State had won 122 games, the most of any college football program in the United States, regardless of classification. In addition, the Gorillas' 77 wins in the 1990s were also tops in the nation. Unbelievably, the Gorillas were even more dominating at home. 59 wins, no losses, 1 tie during the regular season since the final game of the 1984 campaign. Furthermore, they had compiled an amazing record of 43 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie in all games in the Jungle since the beginning of the 1990 season. The only blemishes on Pittsburgh State's home record in the last 7 years were a 6-6 tie with Missouri-Rolla in 1990 and an 18-12 triple overtime loss to North Dakota State in the first round of the 1994 playoffs. Rarely, if ever, does anybody go to the Jungle and come out alive. On Saturday, November 23rd, the Bears ventured in. On Northern Colorado's first possession, Pittsburg State made it look like 1996 would be a carbon copy of 1995.
Second and 13 from the 39. Offset eye again for Beck, who wants to throw. Good protection. Pulls the ball down. Throws it intercepted. Running it right to left is Pitt State. Getting past the 30 is Poling to the 20, to the 10, and he's in for the Gorilla touchdown. Well, the Bears have overcome adversity all season long. Now they'll be called upon to do it in as big of a situation as they have had to all year.
Andrew Poling's 43-yard interception return gave the Gorillas a 7-0 lead 3 minutes into the game. The Bears, however, steadied themselves and drew even 2 possessions later.
First and 10 from the Pitt State 24. Keith Grable slot left inside of Zuniga. Here's a counter, left side. Billy Holmes has the corner 20, 15, sideline 10. He dives into the corner of the end zone. Northern Colorado touchdown. An 87-yard drive, and the Bears are within 1, 7-6, with 2:50 to go in the first quarter.
7-7 after Mike Shower's PAT. Holmes' touchdown gallop capped UNC's 10-play, 87-yard march, which consumed 5 minutes and 10 seconds. After taking the ensuing possession at their own 37-yard line, the Gorillas needed only 3 plays to cover 63 yards.
Double tight ends for Secret. Backs are split. 2nd and 1 from the Bear 41. 4-man front, option to the right. Secret's now to throw, airs it out down the middle. It is caught by Hudson at the 10, gets away to the 5. Touchdown, Pitt State. The senior with his 6th touchdown reception of the year, and the Gorillas lead it 13-7.
The point after made it 14-7 Pittsburg State with 1:16 remaining in the first quarter. But again, UNC came back, and the defense led the way.
3rd and 11 for Pitt State at the Bear 42. Double receivers left. Wendler and Johnson behind Segrist, the quarterback. Play action. Segrist to roll. He'll set up over the middle. Pass intercepted by Monroe at the Bears 30. Left side to the 40. He chugs to the 45 and scoots out of bounds at the 48, and they'll get more yardage on the late hit. The senior, Brian Monroe, reaching high, pulls it down, and the Bear offense will get a chance with 1:16 left before the break.
With the 15 extra yards due to the Pittsburg State penalty, Northern Colorado took over at the Gorillas 37.
Ciccarelli, the lone setback on 1st and 10 from the 37. Casco in motion to the right, Beck to throw, great protection, screen to the left. Ciccarelli has it 35-30, leaps ahead, and he steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 2 from the Pitt State 29. Baxter split behind Beck. Draw play to Holmes, up the middle, past the 25, still on his feet. Manelli has him by the waist and finally brings him down. And Billy will get credit for 4 yards to the 25, and that will be enough for a first down as the Bears call their 2nd time out of the half. 1st and 10 from the Pitt 25, double receivers left. Daniels and Ciccarelli split behind Beck, who wants to throw. Looking into the end zone, left corner wants Grable, has it for the touchdown! And with 57 seconds left before halftime, the Bears are within 14-13 as the redshirt freshman Keith Grable brought it in. What a strike from Beck to Grable, and what a turnaround at Carney Smith Stadium.
The teams went to halftime tied at 14, a far cry from 1995 when UNC trailed 26-7 after 2 quarters. With 5 minutes 31 seconds left in the third and the game still knotted at 14, the Gorillas began to drive, going from their own 11 to the Bears' 9-yard line before stalling. Sophomore kicker Josh Barkas came on to attempt a 27-yard field goal to give Pittsburg State the lead.
Snap, placed down, kick has plenty of leg, and it's no good, wide to the right.
15 plays, 80 yards, 6 minutes and 49 seconds, and the Gorillas had no points to show for it. UNC went right to work, starting from its own 20 and needing only 4 plays to get inside Pittsburg State's 40.
Bears at the Gorillas' 38-yard line. Casco and Dean Grable to the left. Holmes and Ciccarelli in the tee behind Tom Beck, and Beck will turn, counter play to the left. Ciccarelli gets a block, 35, cuts back 30, breaks away down the sideline, 20, 10, pushed out of bounds. He will go out at the 2-yard line as Hendrick saved the touchdown, and the Bears are poised to take the lead in the jungle.
After Tom Beck lost 2 yards, the Bears took their first lead of the game.
These are the situations where the Bears must get the touchdown and not have to settle for 3. Second and goal from the Pitt State 4. Double tight ends. Holmes alone behind Beck. Casco left, Keith Grable right. Fake pitch. Beck runs right. He will score the touchdown. And the Bears have jumped up 20-14 with 11:03 to go.
The Gorillas, though, had no intention of going quietly. On their next possession, they moved the ball from their own 35 to the UNC 1.
Again, 3 tight ends, unbalanced line to the left. Wilson and Johnson behind Segrist, who's under center. The sophomore waits for the snap. He will turn, run to the right side. He will keep, he spins, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh State. Gorillas within 21-20 with 3:39 to go. 65-yard drive when they needed it most.
After the PAT, the score was 21-21 with 3:39 remaining in the game. Pittsburgh State forced UNC to punt, but the Bear defense returned the favor.
He is 5 yards deep in his end zone. Pan stands at his 42. Here's the snap, a little high, pulled down, and not a good kick. End over end sideways, bounces at the Pitt State 30, rolls across the 40, and it's dead at the 44-yard line. 1:29 to go, a punt of only 34 yards, and the Gorillas might have been fortunate to get that many.
The Bears went right to work.
First and 10 Bears at the Pitt State 44, 21-21 with 1:29 to go. Ciccarelli and Holmes split behind Beck. 2 receivers to the left. Beck will throw. Looking, a deep drop, deep down the left side, wants Holmes. He makes the catch, and he hangs on at the 25. He was drilled by Simons, but hung on.
Northern Colorado then moved down to the Pittsburgh State 10-yard line before calling timeout with 4 seconds left. Mike Schauer, UNC's redshirt freshman place kicker, would have the opportunity to win the game. Pittsburgh State called 2 timeouts. Schauer's moment of truth had come.
4 seconds left, tied at 21. Mike Schauer to try a 27-yard field goal from the middle of the field out of Tom Beck's hold for the Bears' first ever postseason win against the winningest team in college football over the last decade. Beck checks with Schauer, the redshirt freshman. So much pressure riding on everything. Snap, place down, kick is on the way. It is good! And with 1 second to go, the Bears have come to Pittsburgh State and shown that they are indeed the king of the jungle. 24-21 UNC. Flags are down because of excessive celebration. Pack your bags. The Bears are going to the regional final. Can you believe that? Northern Colorado 24, Pittsburgh State 21. Incredibly, unbelievably, phenomenally, miraculously, the Bears have come to Pittsburgh State and are 1 second away from pulling off the biggest upset, the biggest win in the history of Northern Colorado football. There are not enough adjectives and not enough words to describe what Northern Colorado has just accomplished. It is beyond belief. It staggers the mind to think that the Bears, beaten, battered, bruised, scarred, everything, have come to Pittsburgh State and defeated the Gorillas. The Bears will be penalized on the kickoff, but with 1 second to go, I doubt very much that it will matter. Joe Glenn gets the ice bath along with Mike Bresky on the Bears sideline. Mike Schauer has done it. The redshirt freshman, solid most of the year but spotty at times, comes through in the most clutch of situations. Simply incredible. Schauer will kick it off from the 20-yard line. Stretches that right leg out, but his work just done a moment ago. He just pooches it 10 yards downfield, taken by an up man, and thrown down, and the Bears start the celebration as Jesse Tan finally pounces on the ball after it was knocked loose. Northern Colorado has defeated Pittsburgh State 24-21 in the first round of the Division II playoffs. There has been no bigger win in University of Northern Colorado football history. And redshirt freshman Mike Schauer provided the winning margin with 1 second to go as he nailed a 27-yard field goal. The players exchange handshakes on the dingy brown turf at Carney Smith Stadium, Brandenburg Field. Northern Colorado wins in the postseason for the first time in the history of the school. And the Bears, once again, find a way to overcome and find a way to come out victorious.
Defensive lineman Pat Kimball.
Did this team ever believe that it could not come here and win?
I don't think so. We came in and we were underdogs, and we just knew it was going to be a heck of a fight, and it sure was. And we just kept fighting, plugging away.
Coach, how does the title King of the Jungle sound?
Well, I'm just tickled. I don't know. All my years coaching, this might be the all-timer. Just kids crying and parents crying, coaches crying. It was a great win. Just a hard-fought game, right down to the wire. Both sides clawing, digging, fighting, scrapping, and they tried to ice Mike, and it was really a pressure-packed situation. A lot of pressure on a freshman kicker, and he stepped up like a vet and knocked it in, and oh my.
How nervous were you those moments before Schauer's 27-yard field goal won it?
We're all hooked up. We hooked hands on the sidelines, and I wanted to hook up with Jesse because Jesse makes me believe. That's his big line, and he had signs all over campus this week. You got to believe, Pittsburgh State Gorillas. And anyway, it was a great moment in sports for me. I'll tell you that. I've been to a few games, both as a spectator and as a coach and as a player, and I don't ever remember one more thrilling than that, going right down to the wire with your team winning on the last play.
And not only that, but winning in the playoffs, which the Bears had never done before.
Oh my! I think you know all the odds about winning here in the what they call it, the jungle, and beating a program with the strength of Pittsburgh State. The winningest coach in the United States, the winningest program in the 90s, the winningest everything. And for our team, minus all those good guys, all 8 of you that are back home listening to us, I love you guys, and you're very much a part of this win. And I hope you're still tuned into the radio because we missed you. We'd love to have had you here, but you'd have been proud of your backups. They went in and played like you and carried your colors proud, and we're all very, very proud of the Bears.
Bears 24, Gorillas 21. Coach, you came out and moved the ball well the first drive, but then Tom throws the interception. Was there any of, here we go again, back to last year?
No, you didn't feel that at all. Tom knew he'd like to have a string on that and get it back, but he didn't see the safety jump it and said, I just threw a bad ball, and you don't see it until it's almost out of your hand. And 18 did a nice job pulling, jumped it, and went in. But, prior to that pass, Mike, we had just run for a couple first downs, and we were blocking them crisp, clean. Billy was running, and we were knocking them. And so you got the feeling that just right out of the blocks that we were going to be able to do something with these guys. And I'll be real honest with you, their front four on film could be a little intimidating. They were so strong and so quick and so fast to the ball and around blocks that I was a little bit worried that we might have a little more trouble with them. But, hey, I think I got the final stats here. And, we rushed for 192 yards, passed for 148, and take your hat off to the offensive line that for giving Tom the time to throw and opening some holes. And then also the defense, Mike. They just played valiantly today. I think I said before the game that we likened this game coming down here and playing. We drew a parallel between the fight between Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson, and we took the side of Evander and talked about what a brave guy he was and how we respected our opponents, but we didn't fear him, and that we trained hard just like he had, that we were be careful and smart, and we had a plan and no panic, and we needed some turnovers and capitalize on some big stuff, but we kind of rode that horse in here, and as I said earlier, now let's tiptoe out of town with a win and go And I asked them right before halftime, I said, anybody feel like practicing Tuesday? And they all screamed, yeah, let's go. It was fun. It was just about as emotional as he came off the field at the end of the game. Brian Scott, who's a guy that never says anything, he came up to me and he had eye black under his eyes, and tears were coming down through the eye black. He gave me a big old hug, and that's a pretty emotional Kodak moment for Coach Joe Glenn to see a kid like that play his heart out and then come off the field just so happy. There's an old song by Tom T. Hall. He loved winners when they cry and losers when they cry, and Brian Scott sure made me feel good.
Not only did Northern Colorado come out ahead on the scoreboard, the Bears also came out better on the stat sheet. Billy Holmes rumbled for 118 of UNC's 192 rushing yards, while the Bears defense shut down the Gorillas' vaunted veer offense, allowing but 141 yards on the ground, 114 yards below Pittsburg State's season average. Overall, Northern Colorado outgained Pittsburg State 340 to 266, earned 18 first downs to the Gorillas' 15, and committed only 4 penalties while watching Pittsburg State rack up 8. All of that, plus Mike Shower's last-second heroics, propelled Northern Colorado to the upset. Little did the Bears know that they had only finished Chapter 1 of their book of postseason magic. We will come back with more of The Bears Find a Way on 1310 KFKA. Due to unplayable field conditions at Rickenbrode Stadium in Maryville, Missouri, Northern Colorado returned to Nottingham Field for the quarterfinals against the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. The Bearcats finished the regular season ranked second in the nation and tied Pittsburg State for the Mid-America Conference Championship. They also brought an 11-1 record to Greeley. Furthermore, Northwest Missouri was no stranger to the miraculous. In the first round of the playoffs a week earlier, the Bearcats went on the road and shocked Nebraska-Omaha 22-21 when quarterback Greg Teal threw a 17-yard touchdown pass to running back Jesse Haynes as time expired.
All season long, the Northern Colorado Bears have believed. They have believed they have the talent. They have believed they could overcome all the adversity. They have believed they could continue to win. Now the Northern Colorado Bears are making believers out of everyone else. Today the Bears look to take another step farther in the Division II playoffs, the land of make-believe. Welcome to an historic day in Nottingham Field in Greeley. For the first time ever, the University of Northern Colorado Bears are hosting a Division II playoff game. Memories of last week's dramatic upset of Pittsburg State linger on, but now is not the time to savor the sweetness of the school's first ever playoff victory. Winning one playoff game is not the Bears' goal. Winning 4 most certainly is. Game number 2 matches number 15 Northern Colorado against the second-ranked Northwest Missouri State Bearcats in the Division II quarterfinals.
Northern Colorado came up with the first turnover of the day on the third play of the game.
3rd down and 3 from the 46. Teal out of the shotgun with Evans and Haynes next to him. It is a fumbled snap. The ball loose. A flag down. It's still loose. And the Bears, Brian Scott is on it at the 36 of Northwest Missouri. Opportunistic defense by the Bears after Teal fumbled the snap.
The penalty was on Northwest Missouri, so UNC took over. The Bears moved inside the 10 and turned the fumble into 6 points.
Last week, Ray, the Bears turned it over. Pitt State with the interception return 3 minutes in. Here it's UNC trying to cash in on an early Bearcat turnover. Second and goal from the 6. Lusk and Richards, the two tight ends. Keith Grable, the lone receiver, out to the left. Ciccarelli leading for Holmes in the I. Beck, the senior out of Grand Junction, flips up Derek Frazier's towel. Now he's under center. Second and goal. Option to the right. Beck keeps, cuts up to the 5. He stretches, dives in. Touchdown, Northern Colorado. 6-0 Bears with 11:28 to go first quarter on Beck's 7th rushing touchdown of the season.
7-0 Bears after Mike Schauer added the PAT. On their next possession, the Bears had to punt, and the Bearcats punt team clamped down.
Dirk averages 44 yards per kick. In his career, 6 of 7 on the fake. 4th and 11 from midfield. Bearcats will go for the rush. Melnick stands at his 11, averaging 11.5 yards per return. Brian Heil delivers the snap. Dirk will try and run left side. He's in a lot of trouble now. He's to the 40, and that's it. Bearcats snuff it out at the Bear 42-yard line.
That's where Northwest Missouri started its next possession. After quarterback Greg Teal rushed for 5 yards, tailback Jesse Haynes got the call.
Hansen to the left, Melnick to the right. Evans and Haynes split behind Teal on 2nd and 5 from the UNC 37. Bears go 4-3 up the middle. Haynes has a crease up the middle to the 30, ahead to the 25, breaks away to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Northwest Missouri. 37 yards, and the Bearcats are within 7-6 with 4:07 to go in the first.
By the end of the day, the Bears would have a full plate of Haynes, who wound up with 144 yards rushing. Similarly, Northwest Missouri was in for an extra portion of UNC quarterback Tom Beck, whose 5-yard touchdown run earlier was only the appetizer. After Haynes' run tied the game, Beck served up one of the main dishes, a 3-play, 65-yard drive, which put the Bears back at the head of the table.
Holmes dots the I behind Ciccarelli. Keith Grable to the right and Omar Zuniga to the left. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Beck will give it to Holmes on the delay. Starts to the right, 35-40, in the clear 45, across the 50, and ridden down at the Bearcat 46-yard line by Sutton. They'll give him progress to the 45. 1st and 10 from the Northwest 45. Backs are split, Holmes and Ciccarelli. A receiver to either side for Beck. Long count for Tom. He'll turn, give it up the middle. Ciccarelli weaves through traffic and spins to about the 43. Gordon wrapping up down low for the Bearcats. 2nd and 7 from the Bearcat 42. Again, in the split back set, it's Holmes and Ciccarelli, and Beck will throw. Deep drop and great protection. Pump fake, zips it right side as Keith Grable gets away down the sideline. 20 to the 10, dives into the corner. He is out of bounds. No! Touchdown, Northern Colorado. Looked like they were going to mark him out, but they signal for 6, and the Bears are back up on top, 13-7. Keith Grable with another touchdown catch. That's his 5th of the year.
Trailing 14-7 in the second quarter, Northwest Missouri battled back again.
I said on 2nd and 7 up the middle. Big room for Evans across the 30, across the 40, across midfield, and Washington brings him down at the Bear 34-yard line. Wide open running for Craig Evans, the junior fullback. That will be his long carry of the year, and the Bearcats are all of a sudden down close.
Evans' 42-yard gallop was part of a Bearcats drive which saw them go from their 23 to the UNC 5 before stalling.
Dave Purnell will try the field goal, middle of the field, 22 yards away. He's 7 of 9 this year. His long is 41. Chris Greisen, the backup quarterback, will hold. On a 4th and goal from the 6, snap, place down, kick is blocked. Washington got it. Loose in the end zone. It rolls to the back of the end zone, and the special teams comes up monumentally huge.
Still down 14-7, the Bearcats started another march the next time they had the ball. It took 7 plays to go from their 28 to the Bears' 12. On the 8th play, Teal tied the game at 14.
Bears spread out in that 4-3 defense. Bearcats break huddle, Survey and Melnick to the right, Hansen and Zeller to the left. Teal out of the shotgun with Haynes to his right. Teal will throw, quarterback draw to the 10, ahead to the 5, he dives ahead, touchdown Bearcats. 14-13, they trail by 1 with 6:18 to go before half.
The Northwest Missouri defense did the job again, allowing UNC only 1 first down before forcing the Bears to punt.
Melnick stands middle of the field at his 20. Bearcats stack the line with green and white all the way across. Little bit of a low snap. It goes through Dirk's legs. He's back at his own 20. He's in trouble. He fumbles the ball. It's loose inside the 20-yard line, and the Bearcats will have possession at the UNC 16. My goodness, the roof caves in on the special teams there, and now it'll be up to the defense to try and limit the damage with 2:23 to go in the first half in a 14-14 game.
3 Jesse Haynes runs took the Bearcats down to the 2-yard line, and they looked to go up by a touchdown. Instead, UNC's Tony Roberson lowered the boom.
Does the defense have a huge goal line stand in it before halftime? I'd be awfully surprised here if the Bearcats did not run something wide if they were to keep it on the ground. 3rd down and goal just outside the Northern Colorado 2, tied at 14 with 26 seconds to go before halftime. Bearcats break huddle. High set. Haynes and Evans. Buckwalter, the wing on the right. He's in motion to the left. Teal turns, gives, no, he'll play fake. Roll to the left side to the 5. He will go to the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Roberson at the 1. Can you believe that? What a hit by the senior corner.
Roberson's hit forced Northwest Missouri's Dave Purnell to try a 25-yard field goal.
Snap. Placed down, kick is on the way, and it is good. 13 seconds left before halftime, and it's now Northwest Missouri State 17, Northern Colorado 14.
In the 3rd quarter, the UNC defense set up the offense.
3rd and 5 for the Bearcats, own 10. Teal out of the shotgun with Haynes beside him. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Teal to throw, in trouble, zips it over the middle, intercepted by Bunting at the 25, running to the right at the 15, cuts back at the 10 and dives to the 8-yard line. 4th pick of the year for Bunting. Bears get their 2nd turnover and now are set up inside the 10.
The offense took care of business on the next play.
1st and goal from the 8, double tight ends. Casco right, Keith Grable left, Billy Holmes alone behind Beck. 6 across the front for the Bearcats. Pitch right. Here's Holmes to the corner to the 5. He's into the end zone. UNC touchdown. And the Bears lead it 20-17 with 10:23 to go in the 3rd.
It stayed 21-17 UNC until early in the 4th quarter, with starting quarterback Greg Teal on the sideline with a shoulder injury. Backup Chris Greisen led the Bearcats to the go-ahead score.
It'll be 2nd and 2. Bearcats own 36. Hansen and Melnick to the right. High set, Evans leading for Haynes. Bears defense crowding at the line of scrimmage. 4-3 look. Play action to Haynes. Greisen to throw deep down the middle. Evans is open, has it at the 35 of UNC, to the 30, to the 20. He's inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. 50 yards. Hansen and Survey to the left, Melnick to the right. Lone setback is Haynes. Watch the option here. 2nd and 10 from the 13. Greisen, the sophomore backup QB under center. Here's Haynes on the counter to the right side. Spins away to the 10, down the sideline to the 5, and he tiptoes into the end zone. Touchdown, Northwest Missouri. 13-yard run, Haynes' 2nd score of the day, and the Bearcats retake the lead, 23-21 with 8:53 to go.
The score remained 23-21 thanks to UNC's Delano Washington.
Greisen now to hold for Purnell on the PAT to give the Bearcats a 3-point lead. Bears stack the line of scrimmage. Oh, what a drive. 88 yards by Northwest Missouri. Snap a bit low, put down, blocked by Washington. Loose in the end zone. The Bears will let Northwest down it, and Delano's blocked his 2nd kick of the day.
After an exchange of punts, Northern Colorado took over at its own 9-yard line with 5 minutes, 29 seconds left in the game. 4 straight runs by Billy Holmes advanced the ball to the UNC 45. The Bears decided to stay with their all-conference tailback.
Give it to him again. Inside of 4 minutes to go. 2nd and 2 from the Bear 45. Holmes behind Ciccarelli in the eye. Dean Grable right. Cliff Casco left. Four-man front for the Bearcats. Holmes straight ahead. He'll bounce it outside and get snowed under. Coughs up the ball. Who's got it?
Bearcats.
Bearcats have it at the Bear 38-yard line. Tom Beck had a shot at it but couldn't come up with it. Instead, Dante Combs does.
Soon after, the Bearcats came up huge on 3rd and 16 from the UNC 44.
4 on the play clock. Haynes is out of the game. 2 receivers to either side. Greisen out of the shotgun. Just got the snap off. He'll go deep down the middle. It is caught by Survey at the 20-yard line.
Mark Survey's 24-yard reception gave Northwest Missouri a fresh set of downs with 2:38 left. Moments later, the Bearcats were at the 1-yard line and were poised to clinch the game. UNC head coach Joe Glenn knew his team was on the brink of elimination.
It was somewhere after we lost the ball, and I think they had a big run or got it down inside, but they were pretty close to like our 1-yard line, and you can ask him. I said to Marty English, we're standing there, and I got that feeling that those people that were leaving the stadium had, and I said to Marty, Marty, we need a miracle.
Northern Colorado's miracle was named Matt Gilbert, Northwest Missouri State's left tackle.
Hey, where's everybody going? This game's not over with, is it?
Not yet, but it's close. But Northern Colorado still with some work to do on defense first. 2-point lead for the Bearcats. A touchdown and a PAT would seal it up. 1:47 left. 3rd down and goal from the UNC 1. One would think 2 plays here, Ray, because if the Bearcats don't get it, then UNC would have the entire field to drive.
Absolutely.
Greisen comes out with 2 tight ends. Lone setback is Haynes, a receiver to either side. Greisen sneaks, flag down. He's into the end zone, but there's a penalty flag down. Did somebody move early?
Yes, it's against the Bearcats.
Procedure on Northwest.
Whoa,
incredible.
Boy, that's big.
23-21 Northwest, 1:45 to go. This will bring 3rd and goal back at the 6 after he scored the touchdown.
Oh, boy, that's big.
That's right now what's keeping the Bears alive. Changes everything completely.
A second procedure infraction against Northwest Missouri moved the ball back to the UNC 11-yard line, and then the Bears defense stepped up.
The crowd chanting the Bear defense on. It has come up with so many plays this year. It needs one more here to give the offense a chance. Bears have 2 timeouts, 1:44 to go. 3rd and goal for the Bearcats at the UNC 11 after 2 straight procedure penalties nullified the clinching touchdown. Greisen, the backup quarterback, has been in most of this second half. He's done a marvelous job. Hansen and Survey to the right. To the left, it is Melnick. Out of the shotgun will be Greisen. They will run out of this formation. Haynes, the tailback, stands to Greisen's left. Quarterback draw. Greisen to the left. He's wrapped up by Lopez at the 13. Bears call time.
After the timeout, Northwest Missouri again called upon kicker Dave Purnell.
Is there one more drop of magic at Camelot for Northern Colorado?
Hey, there's still plenty of time, too. And with the timeout left and the way that college football, the clock stops when you get a first down, Bears have plenty of time left.
Dave Purnell is the kicker for Northwest. 5'10", 170-pound true freshman. This year, he is 7 of 10. He's had 1 block today, and he's made 1 from 25. This will be set up on the left hash mark. Greisen will hold a 30-yard effort. He is 6 of 7 from between 30 and 39 yards this year. Bearcats trying to go up 5. UNC stacks the line. Snap, place down, kick on the way, has the distance, and it is good.
Northwest Missouri State 26, Northern Colorado 21. 1 minute, 35 seconds remaining in the game. Could the Bears find a way?
Now listen, we don't call the shots.
Bearcats by 5. Bears need a miracle. Hayes in the straight-on approach. High, end over end. It'll be Jesse Tan letting it bounce 5 yards deep in the end zone, and he lets it roll through. So UNC with one last chance. 1:35 remaining, trailing Northwest Missouri State 26-21. The season in the balance for Northern Colorado. They'll go left to right. One timeout, 1st and 10, own 20-yard line. Tom Beck, the senior, trots back onto the field for what could be his final time, his final drive.
The defense gave him second life by keeping the Bearcats out of the end zone. Bears still have plenty of time and one timeout.
Zuniga left, Keith Grable right. Bears go 2 tight ends. Holmes the lone setback. Tom Beck will drop back to pass and throw. Good protection. Flush to the right side at his own 5. He throws to the sideline, incomplete. No chance for Grable to get it at the 25.
Good job by Tom. You can't get sacked in this situation.
1:28 to go. Bears down 26-21, 80 yards away from where they so desperately want to be. Chilly, windy day at Nottingham Field, sun shining, no clouds all day long. The Bears going into a wind of about 10 to 15 miles an hour. 2nd and 10. From the 20. Keith Grable to the right. Dean Grable slot left. Wide that way is Omar Zuniga. Holmes alone behind Beck. Tom will throw, drops back. Now he steps up at the 10, feels the heat, runs to the 20. He's got room straight ahead to the 30. Runs to the left, wants to get out of bounds, 35. Down the sideline, throws for extra yardage, out of bounds at the 42. 1:16 remains. Beck gains 22 yards on the scramble.
Got him with 52 yards rushing. If he's able to stay in bounds there, he lost his balance. He maybe goes all the way because all the Bearcats had given up on the play.
It was supposed to be the play where we were having a guy run across the field, and then we were having a guy run a post over the top, and the backs cross underneath. And as they came, they started coming up, and I stepped up in the pocket. Coach Dalton told me to step up in the pocket all week, and he said because they like to run man-to-man. If they do, all the secondaries ran off, and if you step up and you step through their rush, he goes, it's one-on-one. All you have to do is beat one guy and you can go. And I started running, but then I was like, well, I'm going to head out of bounds because I know, we didn't have any time. And as I started running out of bounds, I got around that one guy. And if I would have been able to make a cut, I might have won the game right there because I think a wide receiver came up and put a block or something. I mean, that I had clear daylight, and I was headed too much out of bounds and couldn't keep my momentum, from stopping. I ended up going out of bounds.
26-21, Northwest Missouri leads. Bears with a 1st and 10, own 42. Who will come up big? The Bears have believed all season. Dean Grable and Zuniga left. Keith Grable right. Holmes the lone setback. 1st down. Bearcats will rush 4 as Beck will throw. Back goes the senior. Over the middle has Holmes 45. Darts left and he's down to the 49-yard line. Bears might want to spike it here with 1:08 to go and the clock rolling. Everybody scrambling, and UNC will take its final timeout.
Oh, wow.
1:03 to go, and we will keep it here. The drama mounting on this late November afternoon as the semifinals hang in the balance. The UNC flag unfurled on the sideline. The Bears trying to reach down as deep as they possibly can to pull out a miraculous come-from-behind win.
They're in good shape here. I'm a little surprised to use the timeout on that play, but they're at midfield, 2nd down, with 1:03 to go, and I think they've got to stay with what they're doing. Stay with the 3 wide receiver set. The offensive line doing a good job protecting the quarterback. Bears are okay here.
They have shown heart and character and perseverance like no other team that Joe Glenn has ever been associated with. And right now, the head man and the rest of the coaches huddle around quarterback Tom Beck a few yards out onto the field off the near sideline. Bears down 26-21, 1:03 to go. UNC now out of timeouts. Tom Beck back out onto the field in the huddle. 2nd and 3 from the Bear 49-yard line. A 1st down would stop the clock and give UNC a chance to recover, and I think that's the first thing they want to do. They probably called 2 plays on the sideline, I would think. Keith Grable to the right, Omar Zuniga left. Bears go double tights with Holmes the lone setback. Tom Beck under center on 2nd and 3. He will throw. The Bearcats stunning pass down the middle, caught by Holmes at the 30. He stretches to the 28-yard line. Billy Holmes with the big reception of 22 yards. The Bears not done yet. The sticks to reset with 56 seconds to go. Bears to the line, 2 tight ends, a receiver to either side, and now the Bearcats have to call time. 26-21, Bears down 5 with 56 seconds to go.
Billy Holmes ran the pattern up the seam. Good protection by Beck. He was able to step up. The pass a little bit behind Holmes. He turned around at the last moment, didn't even see the ball coming. He was able to cradle it and make the catch. And the Bears now in great position. No timeouts, but with 56 seconds left at the 29, they've got plenty of time to make it happen here.
We called a play up the middle of the one I caught, the F2 split. We ran it all week in practice, and Coach Dalton was just telling me just to be patient and wait to get to the middle so the safeties would move out with the wide receivers. And the first time we ran it, I couldn't get out because of the stunts or whatever they was pulling on the D-line. And I was just pleading, pleading to Beck, hey, you got to tell him to run that play again because it was wide open. The field was wide open, and he did. And I'm just so thankful for Beck's throw and the line, giving the protection to me, being able to catch the ball.
That was the 23-yard pass, and it seemed as if you turned around just at the last instant to make the catch.
Yeah, the guy was kind of tugging on me or whatever. So when I was running, he bumped me, and so it kind of took me off my course. And I knew the timing is for when I hit 10 yards to look for the ball. So I knew when Beck knew when I hit 10 yards, he was going to throw it either way. So I had to turn around to get my balance and just try to find the ball in the air, and thank God I could find it.
Still, I think they have to continue with the pass. I wouldn't be surprised. I was a little surprised that play they didn't go with the sprint draw. But if you're going to run the ball at all, you're going to run it on that sprint draw to Billy Holmes, but I don't think you do it on 1st and 10. You may do it on 2nd and short, but plenty of time, and you've got the guy at the trigger that you want there, the veteran, experienced quarterback, senior Tom Beck. You mentioned it. Is this going to be his last drive when he came out to start this drive? And I don't think so.
56 seconds to go, 26-21, Bears down. The 22-yard pass to Holmes moved the ball to the Bearcat 29. Drama at its absolute highest, biting through the chill and the wind. Northern Colorado in the huddle, Northwest Missouri with 1 timeout remaining. The Bears are out of timeouts. One would think their pass plays would cover more than 10 yards, at least their routes, so that if it is a completion in play, they'd stop the clock momentarily. Zuniga and Dean Grable left, Keith Grable to the right. Holmes alone behind Beck on 1st and 10 from the 29. Beck to throw, deep down the left side. Dean Grable open, but it's too far at the 2-yard line. Incomplete, and 2nd down to come with 50 seconds left.
He was open. It was the post corner route. Dean Grable ran it. The ball fluttered on Tom Beck that time. We've seen it happen a couple of times, and with the cold conditions, it's going to happen. We had him open. Grable couldn't adjust and get to the football. A near miss there.
College football does not get any better. Bears down 26-21. 2nd and 10 from the Northwest Missouri 29 with 50 seconds to go in the game. Dean Grable and Zuniga left. Keith Grable to the right. Holmes the lone setback. Beck drops back. Shovel pass to Holmes. He's up the middle of the 20. Jukes to the 15. And he rolls to the 14-yard line. That's the first time all year they've executed it correctly. Bears go with no huddle. Clock hasn't started. 1st and 10 from the Northwest 15. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Holmes alone behind Beck, who spikes it into the ground with 41 seconds to go.
Hey, if Billy Holmes keeps his feet on that play, he had faked the safety out, and Billy lost his feet, and if he hadn't, he'd have scored. The safety was able to make the tackle. What a call by Kay Dalton.
41 seconds to go. The Bears have driven from their own 20 down to the Bearcat 15 in 6 plays, and the way this team continues to come back is simply incredible.
First, make it 2nd down and 10 from the 14, they'll mark it. Keith Grable right, Dean Grable and Zuniga left, Holmes alone behind Beck. The senior takes the snap, drops back over the middle, caught by Holmes, brought down immediately at the 10, but plenty of time. Clock rolling, 34 seconds to go. Bears hustling to reset, they trail 26-21. 3rd and about 6 from the 10. 24 seconds left, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fade pattern to Keith Grable, right side. It is incomplete. Flag down in the end zone. Keith Grable got his right hand on it, but it'll be Sutton or Nelson. It's Nelson down there who pushed Grable.
It's called 384 Sky Force, and all it is just a quick fade route. Keith and I tried to win the game in South Dakota with that one. You know, we tried that twice. We couldn't catch it. We didn't quite hook up, so I figured, you know, I'm going to let the athletes be athletes and, you know, let the guys that want to win the game. So I gave him a shot, and I thought he almost caught it even with the pass interference. He just ran a quick fade, and basically I was looking at the safety, and the safety was too far inside to help that corner out. So they had him isolated, and it ended up becoming a big play for us because once you get down the 2-yard line, there's a lot we could do.
18 seconds remain. A berth in the semifinals hanging in the balance. Pass interference, Northwest Missouri. That will move the ball down to the 5-yard line.
That's a good call by the officials there. And it's a nice call by Beck. Good pass. He hung it up for Grable. Grable's either going to catch it or he's going to be interfered with, and he almost came up with a catch. Now the Bears have got to be concerned with the clock here. Oh, they're moving it to the 3, 2.5.
Ball inside the 5. First down and goal from the 2. 18 seconds to go in the game. Bears down 26-21. A berth in the semifinals hanging in the balance. Zuniga and Keith Grable right. Ciccarelli and Holmes split behind Beck. The senior out of Grand Junction coming to the line with the team. A momentary delay. The official, the referee Randy Earl, is talking with Northwest coach Mel Churchma, who doesn't like whatever explanation he was given. 18 seconds remain. Bears down 26-21. First and goal from the Northwest 2. Backs are split. Holmes and Ciccarelli. Double receivers right. Tom Beck rolls to the right side. Will he pass? Will he run? Still running. In the end zone. Touchdown, Zuniga! Bears lead with 12 seconds to go! Can you believe that?
It's 7-flip Ringo, and basically what we do is outside receiver runs like a hook, and the inside receiver's running a quick out. Billy Holmes is in the backfield over the tackle. All he does is fire off. He's just going to cut the guy down, you know, the force guy, so then I can get outside of him, and it's a run-pass option. And then on the backside, they're all just firming it up and blocking it hard, and we're trying to roll outside. So I really have 3 options. First is to the Keith Grable. Second was to Omar, and third was to run it. And I was thinking, I told him, I said, if Keith isn't open, I'm going to run this in. But I don't know. I mean, it would have been have to be tough if I could get that one in. But I saw Omar so wide open. I was just praying I didn't overthrow him and I could get it to him. We've been using a lot for our 2-point conversions, and then when we're down in the end zone, close in that territory, we have the inside receivers just running a quick out, and the outside receiver really is basically trying to clear it out and come over the top, and is a safety valve. Billy did a good job cutting the guy so I could have room to see. And as I was rolling, Omar started in, but I was going to have to throw back across my body, and I didn't really, you know, I've been preached at for 5 years not to throw back across my body. So as I kept drifting, Omar drifted with me, and I was able to hit him in the back of the end zone. But all year, this is the one that we got the 2-point conversion on in South Dakota and a couple other times, and this is that normally I've been throwing the quick out to Keith Grable.
Can you believe that Omar was that wide open?
No, I really can't, because, I mean, first as I started off, I was about to throw it to Keith, and I saw the corner sit. So I knew if Omar didn't go in too far and was able to snag out, there was no one there because they dropped him. They both dropped him because I think they scouted it. I think Ernest Collins, you know, knew that was one of our plays, but I think they did a good job scouting it up to know that, you know, that's what we're going to use, and they were sitting and ready for it. But, you know, the Lord blessed us with the opportunity to for Omar to get open in the back of the end zone.
Omar, talk about that last play. What was the route? The route is just it's called Ringo, and mainly that is the read is to Keith, which ran the little short flat out, and usually I just go in and clear out the side, you know, with the in, and, you know, fade out if they're like tight on me. but the corner just sat there out on Keith's route, so that's what opened me up. And Beck saw me the first time, and he wasn't sure because there's a linebacker right there, and then he kept sprinting out, and I just kept with him, and that's when he threw it to me, is when it was open.
How surprised were you that you were that open?
I was really surprised. I figured they'd be really tight on us because it was, in the goal line, and like 30 seconds left, so I figured they'd just be sticking to us, and it was just really surprised.
Do you ever worry about dropping those when you're that open?
No, not really. You can't really think about that because that really makes you even more, gets you even more nervous, and usually you drop it the majority of the time when you think negative.
Biggest catch of your career?
It has to be the biggest catch. It's, coming from Roosevelt, I wouldn't think we'd come back. I'd come to the UNC and be the last 4 teams and, catch the winning ball. So this is a great catch. It's one of the greatest.
These are the kind you dream about, aren't they?
Yeah, this is a game you really dream about. Coming back, 80-yard drive, just winning touchdown. It's just the best feeling.
Could you imagine a more dramatic catch either?
Oh, no, not really. That ball took forever to get to me. It's just I saw the spiraling coming in, and it just felt like forever.
18 seconds remain. Bears down 26-21. First and goal from the Northwest 2. Backs are split. Holmes and Ciccarelli. Double receivers right. Tom Beck rolls to the right side. Will he pass? Will he run? Still running. In the end zone. Touchdown, Zuniga! Bears lead with 12 seconds to go. Can you believe that? Bedlam in Nottingham.
I guess there was a little bit of magic left. Beck takes the snap, rolled right, looking, I think his first option was to run, but the Bearcats had it well defended. Omar Zuniga came open along the back of the end zone. Beck fired it. Zuniga cradled it with both arms, and the Bears score. And going for 2 here to try and make it a 4-point advantage, or a 3-point advantage.
Flags down. Delay of game. 12 seconds to go. 27-26. Northern Colorado in a season that just will not end.
I told you, where were those guys going? Huh? All of you in your car who left, now they're coming back. It's too late to come back.
An 80-yard drive engineered by Tom Beck, capped by the pass to Zuniga. The Bears will go for 2 from the 7 or 8 yard line. We'll call it the 8. Casco and Keith Grable left. Holmes alone behind Beck. Double tight ends. Tom to roll to the left. Looking, fires corner of the end zone. Diving catch, but short is Keith Grable.
He made the catch at the 1, but he couldn't get in. He had to go down, and he was down.
12 seconds remain at Nottingham Field. Bears 27. Bearcats 26. Omar Zuniga with his second career touchdown reception, and Northern Colorado is 12 seconds away from keeping every streak at Nottingham alive. It would be win number 12 against no losses here. It would be the school record setting 13th straight home win, and it would be a berth in the semifinals against Clarion University.
And how big is it that Joe Glenn and Mike Bresky go to a Roosevelt High School basketball game to see Omar Zuniga play? They weren't going to invite him onto the team because of how he played football. They liked the way that he played basketball. Redshirt freshman from Roosevelt High School in Johnstown makes the biggest catch of his career for UNC. Woo! You ever felt any type of emotion like this at a UNC game? The magic lives at Nottingham.
Mike Schauer has it teed at the 35. Survey and Pugh at their own 20, expecting a squib kick.
27-26 Northern Colorado in an absolute heart stopper. Oh my goodness. Shower squibs it down the middle. Bobbled by Evans at the 34. He takes it at the 35, running to the right side. He's to the 40, to the 45. He's to the 50, and he's out of bounds with 4 seconds to go at the Bear 49. Northwest Missouri State has the weapons. UNC needs to go through one play cleanly on defense, and they are on their way to the semis.
I try a field goal here. You've got the wind at your back. I think it's the only shot you have. You have a better chance of kicking a 65-yard field goal than you do of scoring a touchdown? I guess they're going to go for the play.
Greisen comes on, the sophomore backup, who has played almost the whole second half. The Bears will have 3 DBs back at their own 20-yard line. Greisen out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Haynes alone behind him. Greisen to throw, steps up, zips it over the middle, caught at the 25, he's down, and there has been a miracle at Nottingham! Bears 27, Bearcats 26, Northern Colorado advances to the semifinals. The Bears believe. Simply amazing. Northern Colorado getting the winning touchdown on a 2-yard pass from Tom Beck to Omar Zuniga with 12 seconds to go. And the Bears live on to play at least one more week. This team, Ray, defies everything.
Hey, I've been watching UNC sports for the better part of 15 years now, and this is the most exciting game I've seen played. The Bears, you knew there was some magic left. Northwest Missouri State scores on the quarterback sneak, but they're called for illegal motion. That would have put the game away. The Bears have another chance. The defense came up big, and again, who else are you going to want back there pulling the trigger than Tom Beck? I say we put him in the Hall of Fame now at UNC, but he's earned it, and the Bears have earned the victory and a chance to play in the Final Four.
27-26 Northern Colorado as the players and coaches and fans mill about the field. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's one of the all-timers, isn't it?
You say that every week, Coach.
Well, this one really is, I guess. And it's just unbelievable, the spirit and the belief these kids have. And never say die. That drive to go 80 yards in 9 plays with 1 timeout is really quality. It's as a coach, you couldn't be more proud of your kids. The execution is remarkable. It borders on miraculous.
Did you ever believe that they could not do it?
Mike, had they punched that touchdown in, I thought we were done. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But they failed to execute in that situation and had to settle for a field goal. And I felt as though, you know, I know Tom Beck and I know these guys and I've seen what they do, and it was going to be uphill into the wind, in which it was. But I had faith in, you know, when you got good coaches and you've practiced these things before, and kids just keep making plays, and there's always a glimmer of hope, you know, that we could do that. And boy, after Beck scrambled, I think then the whole crowd started to say, oh my, here come the Bears. Here's the Nottingham mystique kicking in again. And that's in fact what happened.
The heart and the way these kids continue to come back, it's like nothing I've ever seen.
It's hard to figure out. They just really, and this is crazy, but it all started about halfway through the season or somewhere during the season, where Jesse Tan just virtually works the sideline, telling the team, you got to believe. Everybody keep believing. And I think when it really happened, even though we lost, South Dakota kicked off, and Zimmerman took took the ball and started returning it with basically no time left. I mean, there was maybe 20 seconds, and they blasted Zimmerman, and of course, like they did today a couple times on kickoff returns. And Zimmerman fumbles the ball, and Jesse picks it up and runs about 70 yards down to, would have been a miracle finish there too. However, I don't think we converted, did we?
No, it went to overtime. And
right. So after that, when Jesse said, you got to keep believing and believe, I think we all started to listen a little bit. And of course, he was doing the same evangelism down at Pitt State. And so that has become the kind of the trademark, and we just kind of fell into it because Jesse, it was his belief that if this team would just keep believing in each other and in the players and in the coaches and back and forth and up and down and across, that somehow things will always work out for the best. And they have certainly have parlayed that into a fun 5-game run down the stretch here.
Linebacker Brian Monroe.
Amazing. It's spectacular. My blood pressure, I got to get it checked Monday.
Has the heart started beating again?
Yeah, I think it skipped a couple beats there towards the end. I didn't even see Omar's catch. I couldn't even watch.
So you had your eyes closed. Where were you on the sideline? What were you doing?
I was the farthest. I was to the left, to the north side of the field, and just praying.
Brian, the defense really, on 2 different occasions, was set up with a very short field and came up with huge plays. In the first half, very late, Tony Roberson with a touchdown-saving tackle in the corner on Teal, and then Purnell had to hit the 25-yard field goal. And then late, another big stop thanks to the 2 motion calls. What is it about the defense that, how hard was it to continue to think, hey, we've got to keep playing hard because you never know what opportunities we can create?
It's a mentality for us to stop them on the goal line, and the field's shorter. It inhibits the offense a little bit too, and between those 2 things, it's really a pride thing, and we want to stop them.
On to the semifinals. Did you ever imagine this way back in two-a-days?
After the St. Cloud game, I was distraught. I was wondering if we'd even make the playoffs, much less to go to the semifinals. This is great. This is just a credit to everyone in this program, top to bottom.
Safety and punter Dirk Johnson.
What do you say? 27-26. I don't know what else to say.
As dramatic a game as you've ever been involved in, Dirk?
St. Cloud was good. Last week was good, but I don't know. Driving 80 yards, stopping them, goal line. I think this has to be the best game I've ever played in.
27-26. Did you ever lose hope? Did you think the offense would actually move down and do it?
Actually, you see games like this, and I mean, people always ask, well, why are you always going prevent? And I don't know. Our offense was cooking, and they were going good all day. And Beck was throwing, Billy was running good, everybody was catching it, and I mean, all we were saying is believe in St. Cloud. I mean, those 2 words are pretty popular right now.
Of course, St. Cloud, the dramatic win last year for UNC on a last-second touchdown pass. Tailback Billy Holmes. How down were you after the fumble with 3.5 to go? Northwest eventually turned it into the field goal, which gave them the 26-21 lead.
Immediately, I was devastated just because we were having a good drive and we were running the ball effectively, and I was just devastated immediately. But then my coach and the rest of the players, looked at me and told me, say, hey, you got to come back up because we're going to get another chance to try to win this thing. So I picked myself up and I just cheered the defense on and just, prayed to God that he would give me another chance to try to redeem myself, and he did.
Well, the defense holds Northwest to a field goal with 1:35 left, or just over that, actually. Yes, 1:35 to go. And then the offense goes to work. What was the feeling right after the field goal? Who said what to bring the guys together?
Basically, in this offense, it's an offense that is explosive. You can't just key on one person, and we knew that their defense really wasn't holding us today. We were really holding ourselves, and with Tom being an experienced quarterback and him being in a situation like that, it was just an opportunity that we just had to get back time to pick them apart, and the receivers had to run the right route and look the ball all the way in.
The Bears trailed 26-21 with 1:35 to go, Tom, when you trotted onto the field with the ball at the UNC 20-yard line. Can you talk about what was going through your mind and how confident you were that you could drive it 80 yards with the team?
Well, I knew, I guess we'll revert back and say the St. Cloud game where we were able to win the game with 25 seconds. But, the whole time I was on science, I started thinking about the John Elway comebacks, and a couple of them, I really thought about the one where he beat Houston a couple years ago in the playoffs, and I just started thinking about those, and I was like, I can do this, and I asked the Lord for his help, and I know we had a bunch of us down there. We were all praying and asking for help, but I came out and on the field, and I told the fellas, I said, hey, you guys believe in yourselves and believe in each other, because I believe in you guys, and we're going to go win this game. I go, we're just going to make big plays, and we're going to win it, and that's all there is to it. And I kept telling them that before every play. If we had time, the clock was stopped, I kept saying that to them, and I just said, just keep believing, because we're going to win this game. And, the plays just kept falling in line, and before you know it, we had a shot at the end zone, and we got a pass interference call, and then we ended up winning the game. And it was just, I didn't think there was any way we could make it more dramatic than it was last week, but I guess we found a way. I told that to my brother after the game. He goes, yeah, it looks like next week we win in overtime. I don't know how we can keep doing it, but I guess if we are, keep everyone listening and keep them at the game.
Where does this rank in terms of drives and comebacks for Tom Beck?
I don't know. I guess I'd have to say this is probably the top. To go 80 yards in, minute 30 or I don't know how much time, but in that quick of time and be able to put together some good plays, it was exciting as can be. I mean, I know we had St. Cloud State last year where we, win 30 seconds, but this one has a lot more riding on it than that one. And, this is the first time we can ever say we're in the Final Four, and it feels great. I mean, I'm just thoroughly exhausted right now. I don't know if I could. I just feel like going home and falling asleep.
But not quite done, I would imagine.
Oh no, I got a lot of football left in me. I'm hoping it's 2 more weeks. I don't want to call it quits. I'm just trying to keep trucking and see if we can get 2 more in us and keep everyone listening to the radio.
Defensive lineman Pat Kemble.
I never lost hope, and I know what Tom can do, and I know what our offense can do. I've seen it done it at St. Cloud. I see them do it last week when we drove down. So it was just awesome to see them actually do it. And, I wasn't going to give up until that clock read 0.
And when the clock did read 0, the scoreboard showed number 15 Northern Colorado 27, number 2 Northwest Missouri State 26. It was UNC's first ever win over an opponent ranked as high as 2nd in the nation, and the Bears tied a school record with their 10th win of the season and also set a new UNC mark with their 13th consecutive home victory. Northern Colorado also remained undefeated at Nottingham Field, the record unblemished at 12-0. The Bears had found a way to summon a miracle, and more importantly, they were headed to the Division II semifinals against Clarion University of Pennsylvania. There is more to come on The Bears Find a Way on 1310 KFKA.